carry your bags, you have to stand up, So how do you change that perception? So I thought sports was a great way to change our brand. And we didn't care that we were a small airline. I went for the best. So we went and sponsored Manchester United. Okay? Very painful because I hate that football club. Okay. But it was the biggest brand. And overnight, people suddenly changed their perception of AirAsia. Wow, they're sponsoring Manchester United. They must be good. They must be a big brand. And actually, we were a tiny brand compared to Budweiser and Vodafone. So I saw sports as a great way for building our brand. And we wouldn't have gone from 200,000 passengers in our first year to 90 million this year without branding and without the sports sponsorship. And then we sponsored Formula One. And then everyone else has followed us now, right? So we decided no more football, no more Formula One. And we thought, what's the next thing? What are the millennials looking at? So UFC. I never understood UFC. Like these two guys trying to kill each other in a cage, right? It was like, what the hell is this, man? I didn't understand the rules, I didn't understand anything. But I knew everyone loved it, right? So I wrote to UFC and we sponsored, the first fight was in New York. It was a world championship fight. And I became very good friends with the owner, Dana White. And he told me, he said, you're an amazing airline because no airline wants to sponsor UFC because of blood. They're worried that blood will be on their logo. And I said, we love blood, and the more blood, the better because it's red. So sometimes people overthink, right? You think too much. And actually, both World Championship fights, the knockout was on our logo. And there was blood and all, and we were like, great. I was putting on my Instagram, showing the logo, etc., right? So sometimes people overthink. People love UFC, so it's allowed. So what's wrong in sponsoring it? And for us now, we also want to help Asian UFC fighters to become better and bigger and get to the global stage. So that's why we went for UFC, which we thought was unconventional. We're now looking at electronic sports, esports. I really don't understand it at all. That one I really will never understand. How 80,000 people can watch guys running around with a bloody computer screen, right? That one I'll never understand. Is League of Legends is beyond me. But hey, they can fill a stadium of 80,000 people, right? So in the next League of Legends, if you see an animal character that looks like me, short, fat Indian guy, then you know how we're sponsoring it, right? I'll be in the League of Legends, running away from Sang Jin-ho. So we try to do different things, and we're always a little bit ahead of the market because we're very close to the market. So football's done, all the conventional sports are done, and so now we're looking at esports and UFC, but we also see a huge amount in like this bookstore culture. Young people are now looking at dance, looking at art, drama, and so, but it's really hard for them to get support and sponsorship, right? So now we feel we want to get into that side of the business and try and help, but also build into a new market. Everyone knows AirAsia, but we want to try and get into different markets. So we look at different ways of engaging. So for esports, for instance, we're going to have esports on the plane. You can soon do League of Legends on the plane, right? Not with me, because I'm completely clueless what's going on. And we will promote local artists on the plane. We will put their pictures on the plane. We will try and promote Korean artists to come to Malaysia, and we will bring Malaysian artists to Korea, etc., etc. We try and do ASEAN dramas. I was with SM yesterday talking about how we can collaborate on music. Sponsorship and media is really important to our brand. We wouldn't have built the brand without it. But you have to keep reinventing yourself, right? So, if you do football for too long, then it becomes a blind spot. People are used to seeing you there already, right? And the market knows you. So you have to move to a new market that people don't know. But for all the budding entrepreneurs here, I see too many great businesses that don't put enough money into branding and marketing and then die, right? There's so much noise out there. There's so many distractions, right? In Korea, BTS takes all the publicity, right? So no one else gets a chance. So you have to really, to be heard, right? Especially in Korea, there's so many things going on at the same time. So I think we have to keep adapting and looking at new ways of doing things. Some are right, some are wrong. But as I always say, if you don't try, you don't know. So good luck in your media planning business. And I suppose the answer is to try and look for the next big thing before it's a big thing. Right? So UFC was big in America and just starting in Asia. So we jumped on it. Esports is growing really fast, but we got into it maybe like 2 years ago, right? So, it's not always right, but you have a go. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good luck and happy birthday.